My name's Kwun, and we're currently at the Chung Wah Association Hall, which has been around for about 100 years now. Lion dance is a traditional form of dance performed by mostly Asian culture, and it's done mostly the belief is to scare away evil spirits. So that's why you see it at weddings, you see it at business openings, but predominantly during Chinese New Year, because that's the most kind of auspicious time of the year for the Chinese culture. So the story behind lion dance is that traditionally there used to be a village in China, and a big monster used to come every once a year and kind of eat up all this evil spirit, they would call it, would come down and eat all the villagers. So the next year that the lion came down, this evil spirit, they made loud noises, they had drums, they had cymbals to try and scare it away, and they had firecrackers going, and the actual outcome was that it was scared away. So that's the story, that's the main story behind it. There's a million others that actually dates back to when the emperor was in power, like all the dynasties and stuff like that. So it was very much like a power struggle between like kung fu schools and martial arts schools. And so instead of when they banned kung fu, they used lion dance as a form of actually expressing their art form. You fight another martial arts troupe and you outperform them in the lion dance, okay, and they'll be the dominant kind of lion dance troupe or martial arts troupe, because the emperor at the time kind of banned it because they were too scared that they'll overthrow the army. So yeah, that's why we saw martial arts today and the different types of martial arts. And each martial arts troupe actually has their own line. You know, they have lions that are the ancestral lions, so different colours, and to represent what they used to, the colours they used to fight with. I've been with the troupe since I was 15, and I was quite involved with the Chinese school, because Chung Wah has Chinese schools north of the river and south river, and the Chinese dancing, which I also did. And so it's kind of got interested in the martial arts side of things. You know, bit of self-defense, but it looked like fun, and it's always a little bit more fun with the martial arts group. And there's basic stances which are quite hard to do, so that's what you have to sustain. So I think the way that we trained was sustaining what we call horse dance. So imagine riding on a horse and sustaining that for a long period of time. That's the basis of the whole lion dance. But you also have to have agility, okay, and that's a lot of when you're lifting. So the tail obviously has to lift the lion head, but you also have to be very light on your feet, very active. So because ideally the lion head has to bring alive a lion. It has to show all the emotions that we feel as humans. So the lion has to also be very creative as well. And when you're actually in the lion, it's so you have to have strength and you have to have endurance, because sometimes, especially in Australia, we're performing during summer, 40-degree heat in a lion. So I would say it's very claustrophobic and stuffy in the lion. But I think it's kind of like every time you play a sport, you have an adrenaline rush. So I'd liken it to that. You get this adrenaline rush for about 10-15 minutes, and you just go all out to bring alive this story behind the lion dance. There's different types. There's a northern lion, southern lion, and then even with the southern lion, there's a Hokksan and Fatsan. So we do mainly Hokksan style, which is very cute. It's very fluffy, and then the Fatsan style is very aggressive. So they've got metal horns, and so it's kind of the fighting lion. But these days you'll see a lot of kind of fluffy lions, and it's very cute. It's turned into more of an entertainment type of show, which is okay as long as the culture is alive. So the lettuce in Chinese, it means gold. So again, the Chinese are very superstitious. It's all about wealth and health and prosperity. So during Chinese New Year, they usually hang the lettuce up quite high as a test to the lion. The higher it is, the more difficult it is for the lion to get, which means that any barriers for the year will be overcome, because the lion can reach it and spray it out and give it back to the owner. So that's the idea. So it could be in the form of an orange, which is also means gold in Chinese, and also you can have things like crabs or like live fish. Being born in Australia, I sometimes feel that I'm at loss. I lose part of my Chinese heritage. So this is a way to just to remind me of my Chinese heritage, and to be able to promote it, and so that other Australian-born Chinese also don't lose that. And just advocating that it's a cultural sport. So getting all the youngsters to realise that our culture is quite historic, and it has a lot of meaning, and we should also embrace that, not just being in Australia, but being kind of like born in Australia. We should make more of an effort to be in tune with that. We train every Sunday without fail from 2 o'clock to 5, so we're quite happy to accept anyone. I think it's like when you see a lot of the Westerners doing Muay Thai or martial arts. It's more than happy to expose everyone to what we have, because it's just fun. We always go out to, it's a very community minded group. It's not just about the culture, but also about having fun as well. So that's why I keep coming back. It's just fun.